Agora tu fica que amor mãe. Tira, tira, tira.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What's good? What's good? What's going on, world? It's your boy. It's your host, Ryan from the Six, man. What's good? What's good? We back. We cooking up. You know, it was a good weekend of boxing. Nothing hardcore, like nothing crazy, but just good, steady boxing. I mean, we ended up having a good fight, in the 154-pound division. I'm telling y'all about that division, man. It's gonna heat up quick in a hurry. And man, if you ain't real at that division, if you ain't ready for the smoke, do not fight. Do not fight in that 154, man, because it's a gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's in there and around that weight, bro, there gonna be some guys that lose. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody can conquer that division, they gonna get legacy. That's for sure. But yo, shout out to everybody, man, tuning in. Make sure you share the stream. If you on YouTube, make sure you like the stream. Millions. If you want millions, shout out to everybody on millions. What up? What up? What up? But smash that like button like Ann Wolf when you get in.
Did not really fight her.
Oh, big right hand. One punch. That is it. Forget about the count. It is over.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boxing's been a little bit weird lately. Here's the topics we gonna talk on today. It's been funny, man. It's been funny these last couple of days. Ever since that Tank Davis and Jake Paul. But we got obviously the MVP card. Canelo linking up with Boots Ennis and Floyd. Man, Floyd wants Carmel Moulton to fight Lamont Roach, and he talking about funding the fight. Which brings my attention to like, okay, Floyd, I don't know, bro. What's going on over there? Like, you ready to fund this fight, but you can't get Carmel Moulton on TV? That don't make no sense. But obviously the biggest fight of the weekend, not the biggest, but I think the fight that comes out the most from the MVP promotion cards. First of all, congratulations to MVP Promotions doing a back-to-back night at the Kirby Royale Resort in Orlando, Florida. It looked like it was a good event. Obviously, we saw a lot of things that happened in that show or both shows that moves divisions along and whatnot. But shout out to them, man, for doing back-to-back shows in a venue like that, bro. Like it ain't easy to sell that out. And doing it as a promotional for prospects is even harder because prospects are not big names. It's not a big name show, but it is Jake Paul, Yoenis Tellis, man, and Abbas. War, bro. That fight was an absolute war. Yoenis Tellis was the favorite going in that fight. He's a guy who we see more than Abbas. Abbas, who's hailing from I think he trains out in Germany. I think he's Ghanaian. I believe he's Ghanaian, but he trains out he trains out in Germany, man. And that's a guy who, to be honest, I didn't know much about, man. I did not know much about him. Never really saw him fight. But I could tell y'all one thing. When I saw him take Yoenis' power, I was like, man, Yoenis Tellis is gonna be in trouble. Because Yoenis Tellis, in my opinion, he was beating a lot of dudes off just the fact he was stronger than them. I don't know if he was actually outboxing people. You know what I'm saying? And here, oh no, he's born in Germany. Shout out to Abbas. He's the German man from the land. I thought he was African, but nah, he's German. But yeah, Yoenis Tellis, the Cuban man, he's not your traditional Cuban. He's a puncher. And I just thought he was gonna obviously stop Abbas with the power, but once Abbas took the power and kept going forward, I was like, "Oh shoot, this ain't gonna be no easy fight for Yoenis, man. This gonna be a tough fight." Now I ain't pick him to lose like that. You know, it showed that he's not ready because when these punchers and these dudes be punching on people, and then they start to get punched on and they not responding well, and their response is showing almost like retreatness. It's like that bully effect, right? Like the bully bullying everybody until somebody punched the bully back. And now all of a sudden it's like we don't want to smoke with that guy. But Abbas, he applied that pressure, bro. It's kind of like damn, like that Josh Taylor fight and Esco. Like the same thing, man. Esco just he had the motor going. And same with Abbas. He was just going and going and going, man. He wouldn't stop. And I don't think Yoenis Tellus could handle the pressure, man. He was folding. He was folding, man. Shout out to my guy Dub in the building. Big member, man. Shout out to my guy boxing. He got the Hamilton Tiger Cats. You know what's up, man. Canada in the building. What's good, man? Shout out to my guy Slowpoke. He said, shout out to Ryan, man. What's going on, man? I appreciate y'all, man, tuning in. Yeah, we talking a few topics here we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about this MVP promotions, Yoenis Tellus and Abbas. We speaking on that one right now. We'll get into Canelo and Boots, my thoughts on that, and I'll get into y'all thoughts. And then Floyd, man. Floyd talking about funding a fight for Lamont Roach versus Camel Moulton. That's crazy to me right now. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. We can't be hating on that. It is what it is. But yeah, if you in the stream for the first time, man, make sure you smash the like button. Show some love to the channel. You guys know what it is, man. I try to get on here when I can, bro. Part-time YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we building over here, man. But yeah, so the super welterweight division is on the move. And we here, man. We here, we on the move, and it's good things. The WBA, obviously, Abbas is the interim champion now. So they're saying that, you know, if he's gonna be ordered to fight anybody, it's gonna be the champion in recess, who is Jermell Charlo. So Abbas put himself in position with this win, you know. He may get a big fight out of this. You know, Jermell Charlo, obviously, he's a guy who his last fight was against Canelo. So like almost 2 years ago, which is nuts, bro. I don't know why these guys take these long layoffs, but it's about time for Jermell to get back in the mix because, you know, Abbas, I'm not saying he can beat Abbas easy because Abbas obviously showed us all, you know, he showed us all, man. He's an action fighter, bro. He's a pressure fighter. And Jermell's been out the ring since 2023, bro. Yeah, 2 years. He's been out the ring. His last fight was against Canelo. So we don't know how he's gonna look when he come back. But he is the mandatory for Abbas's WBA interim title. Obviously, Terrence Crawford is the champion, but once he enters the ring against Canelo Alvarez, he'll be stripped. And then Jerron Boots Ennis is fighting the eliminator with Lima. So he'll be positioned too. So I think, like, if I'm Jermell Charlo, sorry, I jump back in the mix, try to go beat a boss. And now you're in your division where you were at dominating 154, knowing that big fights arise, man. You know, Jerron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. And for a boss, you know, if he can beat Jermell Charlo, then shoot, he a real player in this division at 154. And we got to look at a boss like, damn, he might be the truth. You know, that would be for the full belt. So he'd be a full-fledged world champion. But man, his whole pressure and the way that he just bites down and fights, like Abbas is not gonna be any easy fight for anybody. You know, he's gonna be a tough guy to take out. So I mean, if Jermell Charlo can do that off a layoff and beat him, I mean, we're gonna be impressed a bit. You know, the ones who watch the Abbas and Tellez fight, we're gonna be impressed. But for the casual fans who may not have seen Abbas fight, you know, that was my first time seeing Abbas fight. And I was like, yeah, man, I was like, Nathan, my guy Nathan here said, he said Abbas didn't impress me when he out dogged Sam Igginton. I didn't see that fight. See, I didn't even see the Sam Igginton fight, but I saw this one, and I thought Yoenis Tellus was gonna win. I was actually anticipating Yoenis to fight Jermel because it's an in-house PBC fight, but I think it's fine, man. They could bring a boss back to America. The PBC could bring him back, and I doubt it. They'll put him on that Fedora card. That's too early. October. Nah, that's too early. We in August now. So it'll be have to either be at the end of the year or next year. And I don't even know if PBC has another card lined up after the Fedora card. So it's all gonna be, for a boss, it's a waiting game, but he's in position because of the way the division is. People are gonna come to him, man. It's either gonna be Jerron Boots Ennis, who's gonna fight an eliminator, or it's gonna be Jermel, who are both big names in the game. A boss can get the money he deserves. It's gonna be good for him, man. A boss is gonna be good. Like this Yoenis Tellus win changed his life. Cause in my opinion, a boss going here and make fits for Ennis or Charlo, he's gonna be a guy who's measured for the rest of the division. Like a lot of the other guys are gonna use him as a fight to measure. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nathan, man. Fuck, I didn't even give you horns, bro, when he came in. He said a boss is a part of Team Wasserman, and I believe they are a part of Sky Sports Boxing or Channel 4 in the UK. But Boots might go for him. Yeah. Yeah, man. He said, yeah, Jermel being inactive is going to be a tough. Yeah, no, honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Jermel Charlo can come in off the layoff and beat a boss, I'd be impressed because, 2 years off and a boss, the way he fights and that pressure that he brings, that ain't gonna be an easy fight for Jermel Charlo, man. Not at all. So if he takes it and wins it, shout out to him to make him the WBA champion again. But a boss can beat him. A boss can completely spoil the party, bro. And then and this, what I'm saying, then we got bigger problems for the PBC if Jermel Charlo goes down because that's another guy like, Earl Spence, we don't know what's up with him. Jermel, we don't know what's up with him. Jamal came back, won, got ranked pretty high, and we haven't heard nothing since. We know Tank Davis is fighting Jake Paul, and David Benavidez is over in Riyadh. So I just don't know if there's not enough dates over there at PBC for all of those guys. Is that why they not fighting, or is there another reason behind it? We don't know. We just fans, and as long as the division's moving forward, obviously Abbas is moving it forward, and then Jerron Ennis will move it forward with Lima again because if he wins, he'll obviously be ordered to fight Abbas, and maybe they'll fight for the full. I don't know, man, but at least the division is moving. That's all I ask, man. It's for this division to move a bit, shake a bit. And we also got from that card too, my guy Lucas Body. He won. He won his first WBA eliminator. And that only poses the question of who's next. And I think obviously with the way the landscape is looking, Jake Paul and Tank Davis, I think is scheduled for November. We in August now. I think you can see Lucas Body make a quick turnaround and fight Floyd Schofield Jr. on the undercard of Tank Davis, Jake Paul for the final WBA eliminator, which will be interesting because the WBA hasn't announced that they're going to strip Tank Davis. So I don't know where they stand with that. They're probably not going to strip him, because we need big names to hold belts in boxing today. That's the way it works. It's a popularity contest. It's not about who's a more skillful guy, who's a better fighter anymore. It's about who brings the butts in the seats and who can sell and who can get the most impressions. We're in that age of boxing, bro. It's the age where you can be average like Ryan Garcia, never be a world champion and make tons of money and get tons of opportunity because of your follow. So it's a popularity contest today in boxing. So, Tank Davis probably will not be stripped. I won't be surprised. You won't see no outrage over here from me because you know how I feel about these sanctioning bodies. I've been ripping them for a while now. They do wild stuff, they do outlandish stuff, they do it right in our face. And it is what it is now. I'm just at a point where I'm like, bro, like they won. If they ever get to see my stuff, my work, they never gonna allow me on any of these ranking panels, bro. Because I literally don't understand their panels. I'm gonna ask them that off the hop. Like, how do we justify, guys like Pacquiao being number one in the ranking off a draw? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we justify moving a guy like Hamza Shiraz, who just made one fight in the 168 division against another guy in Edgar Berlanga, beat him, who wasn't even dubbed as the interim champ or anything? How do we rank Hamza Shiraz now number one in the BC at 168? You know what I'm saying? Like, those questions need to be answered, and those people don't have the answers, because it's all money driven. It's all about popularity. You know what I'm saying? That's what the answer is. But they won't say that. So, these rankings, you know what I'm saying? They bullshit, man. Straight up. They got no substance, they got no backing. And then, the Boots Ennis thing, like, I hate harping on Boots right now because I'm not a guy who hates Boots. I like Boots Ennis, but shoot, WBC did it dirty, bro. Like, how they gonna make him number one at 154 over Sergey Boachuk, who's been fighting, when Boots never held the belt at 147? At least if he did that, if he held the WBC belt at 47, I could be like, okay, he was a BC champ at 47. It makes sense to why they moving him up this way. But he didn't even hold that belt. At least Earl had that belt. It's crazy, man. But hey, shout out to my guy L Del Boxing in the building. What up, man? But yeah, Lucas Body should be fighting Floyd Schofield Jr. next. I think Jake Paul, Tank Davis undercard. That's where we'll be at. I'm not sure where on the card it'll be. Possibly co-main, man. Possibly co-main. And both these guys, I think they've been talking this fight up ever since the H2O knockout from Lucas Body. He's been calling out Floyd Schofield. And Schofield went out and just stretched Tevin Farmer. So I mean, they both coming in hot. Win streaks. Both guys getting knockouts throughout those win streaks. So I mean, there's substance there. There's a lot there. They both call Tank Davis out. They both ain't gonna get no Tank Davis fight. So I mean, they might as well fight for something, right? Like a vacant belt, interim belt, and then we'll see where they go from there. Shout out to my guy LW. Said Team Boachuk has petitioned to the WBC to get the number one spot back. Stay tuned. Yeah, good for them. And you know what? They should get it back, because like Jerron Boots Ennis ain't did nothing at 154. Like, he never even fought. And then when he's fighting for the WBA eliminator. He's not fighting for the WBC eliminator. He's fighting for a WBA eliminator. So how is the WBC ranking him number one? Based off what? So yeah. Hopefully they get that done, man. Hopefully they get that done. And then Jermaine Ortiz, he got a stoppage win. Shout out to him. I know he's supposed to fight Steve Claggett. Steve got hurt in training camps. Man, I want to see my man get another opportunity. But nonetheless, Jermaine Ortiz gets the stoppage, gets the big win. He had a war his last fight out. So shout out to him for going in there and taking care of business. I know he's highly ranked in the WBA at 140. I'm not sure who we want to see him fight next, man. He's one of those guys, Jermaine. Like, he's number 10 right now. But I mean, I feel like him and possibly Kenneth Sims would be a good fight, or Oscar Duarte, or maybe Alberto Pollo if he needs a comeback fight. Jermaine Ortiz. Adam Azim, he ain't taking that fight right now. Who else we got in the 140 division? Andy Cruz is in around there. Oh, he's at 35. Andy Cruz, sorry. But we got Richard Hitchens, who's IBF champ. Elvis Rodriguez. Yeah, that's a good fight for Jermaine. Let me see where he's at in the BC. I'm trying to think who he could fight to get his name in the rankings for the belt, man. Because I mean, Jermaine, he need an opportunity, man. He need an opportunity. But he let a couple good fights slide by with the Lomachenko, and then the Teofimo performance was a little bit lackluster. I didn't like it personally, but he did well in that fight. Sabril Matias is at 140. Arthur Barboza is at 140. So yeah, he's also ranked in the BO too. So Isaac Cruz, he's a tough fight. Yeah, I think there's fights out there. Lindolfo Delgado, Mexican from Robert Garcia's gym. Yeah, he could fight, man. Teofimo Lopez already fought Jermaine. He's not gonna fight Jermaine again. Yeah, Jermaine Ortiz, man, he's a good fighter, man. He just needs to bring it all together on one night, man. He can be possibly a guy who knocks off a big name. He's got boxing skill, that's for sure. I mean, Nathan, you said, I hope we get Verge over his boots this decade. You said this decade. Nah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I see where you're going with that. I see where you going, bro. But yeah, these are the topics we speaking on today. MVP promotions. I'm just speaking on a couple fights from there that I liked. Not gonna speak on everything. Obviously, it was a heavily prospect card, but I thought they did a good job with it, man. Back to back nights, Friday night, Saturday night. They did a good job. Sold it out. Looked like good event, packed event. Lots of people in attendance. And yeah, man, looked good. But yo, let's talk about it, man. I never got to speak about this one yet, but let's talk.
And we
about
in
it,
here
man.
talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice, not a game, not a game.
Yeah, practice. The internet losing their mind, bro. Canelo and Boots in camp. People crashing out on Boots and it's talking about why he picking sides. Bro, they really trying to make, and like, they trying to make this whole thing about a race war, man. Like, man, I love good boxing, bro. I love boxing. I like fighters who fight. I'm not into the whole standing, rock'em sock'em. I like boxer punchers. Got no issues with Jerron Boots Ennis going over there to train with Canelo Alvarez because it helps him too. You know, is Jerron Boots Ennis a Terrence Crawford? I don't think so. I don't think they're the same fighters. I think Jerron Ennis got more swag. He got better movement than Bud. So maybe that's what Canelo's working with, the movement. But like as far as like the IQ, seeing the ring, I just think Bud in a little bit more experience than Jerron at this point. He's seeing more in there. So I mean, shout out to Boots Ennis. He getting work in. He got a big fight coming up. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I look at this whole situation. I'm not going crazy about it. I'm not saying because Canelo is sparring with Boots Ennis means he's going to automatically beat Crawford. Nah, man, because I know what sparring is. Sparring is
And we in
practice.
here talking about practice. I mean,
Yeah, that's what sparring is. Like literally, bro. There's dudes who make careers off sparring, and then they get in big fights. There's dudes we know out there who get in fights and lose. Can't beat nobody in under the lights. But in sparring, we hear about them guys being superstars, making people look bad, making some of our favorite fighters look bad. And they just gym warriors, bro. There's some dudes who are just all out in the gym. They get under that light, that microscope, that big moment, and they can't perform the same way. It's all facts. But we sitting here talking about
and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice, not a game.
not the game, not the fight. We saying, oh, it's over now. Canelo will lock because of who he's sparring, bro. And like you go back in the day, we didn't know who was sparring with Lennox Lewis. We didn't know who was sparring with these other greats. I mean, we seen videos, right, of Roberto Duran and Nigel Benn. But shoot, name me another Roberto Duran sparring partner. Sugar Ray Leonard's sparring partner. Shoot, we barely know Floyd's sparring partner. We only know because of the 24/7. Bro, sparring, I feel like y'all know when sparring really became a thing was because of Floyd Mayweather and that whole doghouse thing, which was just obviously that's something he was selling, right? To the public. I didn't even think Floyd meant to go that way, bro. That oh now when we beat up a guy in sparring, that mean we the best, we the goods. Nah, man. Get under them lights and perform. When you can't perform under them lights, why am I gonna believe you the goods? I don't know, man. Shout out to Nathan. He said Boots looks massive, but Canelo was too close to the event to have serious sparring, isn't he? That's what I'm trying to say. Like Boots Ennis is there not to be punching on Canelo hard. Yeah, because like we 3 weeks out. So he there just whatever they tell Boots Ennis to do, he doing. He said it will always be about race, man. Jerron Ennis, Stevenson from the Django. Oh man, that's wild. Yo, you wild for that, bro. I got hit him with.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh man, my guy boxing. He funny, man. Nathan said the Ennis family has helped Canelo with sparring before Canelo's fight versus Sugar Shane Mosley. Okay, that's a while back then. Yeah, so they don't linked up then. So what? So what's the problem now? 'Cause I mean, Sugar Shane Mosley, right? He was out of his prime then when they fought. So I don't know, man. I just don't. I'll put the merit in it that some people put into it. Boots Ennis is a great fighter, but he don't even look like he's in prime shape right now. He looks like he's still shedding off the work, shedding off the pounds, getting ready for his own fight. And he's going in there not to be hurting Canelo. So they're telling him like, "Yo, we 3 weeks out, nothing can happen, but this is how we want you to spar. It's modified sparring. This is how we want you to do things. Want you to probably move around like Crawford. He was probably on defense more in the sparring, trying to emulate what Crawford could do with his legs. Again, I don't think Boots Ennis, Crawford are the same. I think Boots Ennis actually right now has better legs than Crawford. So I don't know. Maybe that's an advantage for Canelo, right? If he sees the speed and then he gets in there with Crawford, and Crawford is significantly slower because we don't know how the weight's going to affect his speed. That might be good for Canelo, right? We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. But yeah, man, this is one of those it's one of those things where I just think people are overreacting, overhyping, just putting too much merit in it. And we all just need to relax, man. Like Boots Ennis is a tremendous fighter, yes, but he doesn't even look like he's in tremendous shape. Like he doesn't look like he's ready to go fight. He can't get on the scale tomorrow. So he's not in peak form. We know that. So I think people just need to stop, man. Need to quit it out and get it that. Yeah, it's great for Jerron and it's good for Canelo too, but what does this make Canelo the guy to win the fight now because he's sparring with Boots Ennis? I don't know. I don't look at it that way, but some people do. But yeah, man, make sure you smash the like button. When you come in, make sure you smash it. Dropping the link for the show if you want to come on up and talk some boxing with me. I just put that link in the description on YouTube. If you want to go over there, if you're on X, make sure you share the stream on X, repost it so we can get some more people up in here and talk some boxing, man. I don't know what it is. We just trying to build and grow one at a time, one subscriber, one person, build up the community. It was a decent weekend out in the UK too. They had two fight cards, I think, right? I know they had the Mark Chamberlain one. I watched a bit of that. And they had the Sky Nicholson. She was fighting against a nobody. I don't even know who that was, respectfully. But yeah, it is what it is. Um, also watched the interview. Or sorry, a highlight from the interview. I didn't watch the whole interview from the Migalo podcast, man, with Gabriel Rosado and Abner Mars. They sat down and spoke to Callum Walsh, man. Callum Walsh about his upcoming fight against Junior on the Canelo and Crawford undercard. Now, shout out to Callum Walsh. I didn't think he was gonna be ready for the fight. I thought he had a bad eye cut, and then you know, it would just look like a bad gash, man. I was like, damn, he's not gonna be ready. And it's just one of those things where he's ready. The cut looks good. He probably hasn't sparred much because of the cut, but he sparred, or not sparred, but he's ready. He's in fight form. He sat down with the Migalo podcast, and I don't know if he exposed, but he told, Rosado and Mars that him and Vargas Jr. are the co-main event. And I'm just like, what? For what? And it really mind boggles me because we got Lester Martinez and Christian and Billy here. All that war we ready to see. I think all of us is ready to see it, bro. And this is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get Callum Walsh and Vargas Jr. as the co-main event. Look, it can live up to fireworks, but this is my whole thing, man, with boxing, the popularity contest. And I said this, I think, on my last stream, is and Billy and Lester not gonna be superstars, not because they don't, what I'm saying, they don't want to be, but because they don't do the things that Hamza Shiraz does, Edgar Berlanga does. You know, they don't have that brash personality, and they just get in the ring and they fight, bro. They fighters. We know what we're gonna see out of those two gentlemen. It's gonna be all action. So now we got Callum Walsh, Vargas Jr. We don't know if it's gonna live up to the hype. And that's the co-main event because they trying to push Callum Walsh into stardom. They trying to make him like the Conor McGregor of boxing, but he don't have the Conor McGregor style. He don't have the wordplay like Conor had, man. Like Conor was a great marketer. My man was really, really, really doing one thing that I thought Floyd was doing. He was talking, bro. He was talking. And he was talking that talk. Even when Floyd and Conor McGregor had the whole press tour, McGregor was holding his own and was winning some of those battles, man. I just don't think that we're at a point to where and Billy, Hamza Shiraz, and Billy, Lester Martinez are gonna be positioned and pushed to be superstars in the sport. That way, look at them. They're getting put on the back burner. They should be the in this fight. It's the only fight where I'm like, bro, this shit about to be off the chain. These dudes is about to go get it in. And bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. So now I gotta look back on it and I'm like, man, I don't think we're gonna I think this event's not gonna be the way we envisioned it being special. I just say that to say I don't think Vargas and Callum Walsh are ready to co-main a huge fight like this, man. Not yet. Them dudes could have even been a main. They could have been their own main on a smaller card somewhere else, for sure, for sure. But this is Netflix. Terrence Crawford going for history. Canelo Alvarez, what he brings is the whole Mexican fan base. There's a lot of eyeballs on this fight, man. And it just seems like to me, personally, it's not for us North Americans, bro. It's just not. It's an opportunity for y'all to put your next American star, especially the Americans. It's in Las Vegas. Opportunity to put the next American star face planet right on the front stage and they dropping the ball, man. But I get it too. It's not them promoting it. It's Salsa, isn't it? In TKO group. So they have to say. They have to say, man. It's unfortunate, but hey, what could we do as fight fans other than support our guys, other than, look at the situations that we're in now and just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not stuck on that. But we're gonna keep it moving because I can't complain about co-main events for big events, bro. Like, still gonna be a big event. We all gonna watch the fight. We're all gonna watch the event. The We can just hope and pray that Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas give us a fight of the year candidate. Because unfortunately for them, if they don't, they let it down. They're gonna get bashed for being the co. Now I won't bash them because it's not like they picked to be the co. It's not like they said we need to be the co. You didn't hear any of that. They were just happy to be on the card and fight. But they're named the co. That's all right. But they gotta live up to the standard, and that's cool, man. So yeah, what do y'all think about Carmel Moulton fighting Lamont Roach? Now Lamont Roach, he outside, man. Lamont Roach outside. He didn't seem too pleased about it. He actually looked like he took it as disrespect, man, for for Floyd Mayweather to be saying, "Yo, what? You think that little guy could beat me right now? That kid, a kid with 8 fights, gonna beat me, a world champion?" That's kind of how Lamont looked like he took it. And I told him, I get it, man. Lamont just coming off the biggest fight of his life against Tank Davis. Getting the draw on paper, and a lot of us thought, he won the fight because y'all know what we saw, bro. We know what we saw, but all with that being said, he's still left without Tank Davis fight. Tank Davis, obviously, we know is fighting Jake Paul. So we'll see, man. We'll see, man. We'll see where we can go from here. But let me show y'all. I'm sure y'all seen it, but I'll share it. Lamont Roach going back and forth with Crumel Moulton on X, man. All right, as you can see here, Crumel first said, he said, "Big fish," with the question mark. "Rematch ain't happening. Move on. I'm a bigger name than you in boxing. The fight will do numbers, and I'm chasing greatness. Ain't nothing stopping it from happening but you." So basically saying that they sent the offer, bro. Just accept it. You know what I'm saying? And then Lamont responded with, "Shut the F up, little boy. I try to give you some grace. Don't make me call Say Quinn to wash you again. I'm the champ, little ninja. Just cause Floyd begging for you to fight me, don't mean it's going down. Get your rank up and play with some safe before I F you up." And that's just what it is for me, yo. Is he's right. Kumel Moulton ain't done enough, bro, for this title fight. He ain't did nothing. Nada. But do I think he can get it? I think he can get it. I think he can definitely get a fight like that. But as far as what's going down, what I'm saying, it's just it's one of those things, man, where Lamont Roach feels disrespected. Clearly feels disrespected, bro, and it shows his response, man. But he said he got fights, man. He got fights lined up, so we'll see what's going on with Lamont Roach. I can't even sit here and act like I'm one of these people that was picking Lamont Roach to beat Tank Davis, because I wasn't, bro. He surprised me. And I'll say this about Lamont Roach: he does deserve to get a good fight, man. He's deserving. We'll see what happens with him next, where he goes next. But I think Lamont Roach is I would like to see him fight against Shakur Stevenson. You know, if Shakur Stevenson could outbeat somebody who Tank Davis had troubles with, it would do a better case for him in his career. And we'll see, man. My man Boxing said, I don't know why boxing does this. Lester and Billy is the clear co-main event. Yeah, man. I don't know. This is Dana White, yo. We gotta remember that. This is Dana White. This is first promoted show. We don't know what the budget was. We don't know what the. I could definitely tell y'all he trying to push the next Irish star because Callum Walsh does fight on UFC Fight Pass, which is obviously Dana White. But he's with Tom Lawfer, the promoter. Tom Lawfer. He's not with Dana White as a promoter. And I just wonder where we need to go with this this whole Floyd Mayweather offering Lamont Roach. How do we feel about it? Because Floyd Mayweather hasn't done Carmel Moulton justice, man. My man be fighting. Can y'all tell me which fight y'all see, bro? Can y'all tell me which Carmel fight y'all see? Bro, it's sad because the only one I seen was on the Zone for the the Zone? Who's the Jorge Masvidal or Masvidal, whatever the UFC dude, and Nate Diaz. That undercard. That's the only time I seen Carmel fighting on like a network. Other than that, when he get on these PBC cards, non-televised. This just makes me wonder, like, okay, Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman always said, Floyd and Al, they always said they won. Bro, obviously they not. Like, Al's obviously not in the picture, and it's so, like, it's there. You can see it. Because this man Floyd ain't got none of his fighters on the main cards or the YouTube prelims. We don't see nobody representing TMT. It's like, bro, what is going on? Shout out to my guy, LA in the building. What up, brother? So you see Hitchens call out Lamont? Nasty work. Nah, Hitchens is crazy, bro. Because Hitchens, he called everybody out, but the people who came and checked him, Sabril Matias. He ain't never said Sabril's name. But yeah, he ready to call everybody out, man. Y'all know me. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see, brother, where Hitchens goes next. He ain't fighting nobody dangerous. I'll tell you that. That's why he calling out Lamont Roach. But Lamont Roach could put hands on him, bro. Lamont Roach looked good against you know what I'm saying? He looked good against Tank. You know what I'm saying? Made Tank take that knee. That knee that people don't want to count. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. Well, that knee wasn't on no steroids. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Everybody try to complain. But hey, it is what it is. LA said, I'm convinced Floyd only signed Moulton to make Tank jealous at this point. Yo, bro, you funny, man. Nah, you better not have. That's crazy. That's wild. Why would he do that, right? But I mean, I see what you're saying, bro. But he definitely not moving Carmel the same way. He not putting him on them big undercards. And I just don't think he got any say over there, man. The PBC is running by Louis DeCubas Jr. now. And it look like Louis DeCubas fighters are the only ones that get in fights. I mean, Fandora, he about to get his what? His third fight in this year on a PBC card? You know, Benavidez only had one. Tank Davis only had one. They supposed to carry the flag for the PBC right now. They've only been on for one. And then, yeah, man. Got Fandora out here holding the ship down. Looks like he got on 3 cards. I tried to bring back Pacquiao, get him a win against Barrios so he can, fight Tank Davis. I think that was the play. Now that I'm seeing this Jake Paul thing, it was definitely that. But I can bet you once Tank is done with the Jake Paul money, he gonna go right to the Pacquiao money. For sure, bro. For sure. Because it is what it is, man. You know, those guys like to do that. But hey, not me, man. Not me. We not checking that at all. We need to see more from them. My man LA said, remember when Tank and Floyd were beefing and Tank had Moulton removed off his card? Yeah, that's crazy, man. That was wild. That's when you knew it was personal. You knew it was personal then. I mean, boxing, he said, where's Brian Castano? The PBC needs to be dissolved. The fighters on the roster never fight. Yeah. I don't think they got enough dates. I think dates what they lack, and then the deal is just distribution. So they're not getting a big enough budget to, you know what I'm saying, go out and make some dates happen, make some things shake. But yeah, Brian Castano, I haven't seen him in so long, man. I forgot all about him. But he did give Charlo a good fight. You can't be BSing about that, man. But yeah, if you just got in, make sure you smash the like button, share, subscribe the channel, let people know where they can find me so we can keep growing this community, man. Getting better and better. Obviously, boxing's kind of like September's a down month, I'd say. It's not the greatest month for activity, but all in the same time, man, you know, we love fights, man. We like seeing the fights. We like seeing the big ones, but there's a lot of fillers in between. And I think November is starting to turn out to be probably the best month for boxing. November. So we'll see, man. We'll see what goes on in October. October's a pretty good month too. I think Boots fighting in October. But November is like loaded. Because you got the Virgil, Lubin, you got obviously Jake Paul, Tank, and then you got the ring card with the Night of Champions. With Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney, Benavidez, Yard, Arthur Beterbiev on there, and DeMont Nicholson, I think. Bam Rodriguez and Puma Martinez, Mason, Sam Noakes. I feel like I'm forgetting one fight, man. That's how many fights is on there. Like, it's crazy. That card gonna be something else, man. But hey, we'll see, man. I mean, boxing said he beat Charlo the first fight. Yeah, a lot of people thought that, man. Castaño beat Charlo the first fight. That was a draw, right? I think that was a draw. That one. I just had Tramel pick pulled up. Yeah, that was the draw. Yep. And yeah, a lot of people thought it Castaño won. And Charlo got a gifted draw, man. But hey, it is what it is, because I think at the same time, you know, Charlo, he was a champ, man. LA said, I think Edwin De Los Santos got a November date. Okay, he hopping on one of them cards. Maybe it's the Virgil Ortiz one. Or maybe he going on a date himself, man, in DR or something. But like Top Rank, we haven't heard much from them. We don't know what Top Rank's doing. I'd be nervous right now if I'm a Top Rank boy. They ain't got no network, man. Shouldn't be hard for them to get a network because they got a whole catalog coming with them, but they ain't even say a whispering of who. There's no rumors, bro. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And he signed the Fighters First Management, which is Adrian Clark, who was also the manager of Brian Norman Jr., which is crazy because we all thought he was gonna sign with Jay Prince after taking that picture with Jay Prince at what looked like a dinner the day after the Keyshawn. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. My man Adam in the building. What's going on, bro? What the hell? He said, I just asked my roommate if he's gonna go in with me on the Canelo Crawford fight. Or is he gonna hey, we'll probably be doing that later, but it should be a good fight. Nah, man. It's gonna be a good fight. You ain't even gotta pay for it. You just gotta get Netflix. I don't know how much Netflix costs in the US, but I think it's like $7.99 out here for like the ad one, the lower end bottom. But yeah, all you need is Netflix, man. And you got the fight. It's for free. Well, not free, but you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta pay no pay-per-view price. Y'all should be able to come up with that. That ain't an issue. For us, we need to see what's going on throughout the week. If Turkey Al gonna start dropping these dates for these Riyadh, not Riyadh, because is it Riyadh season? I think it is Riyadh season that's doing this fight. So he's gonna start doing some events during the week. I know he wanted to do the open workout event with Jarrell Miller versus Michael Hunter, but that fight got squashed by Don King because Don King out here still doing dumb stuff in 2025 at like 90 years old, blocking Michael Hunter's fight. In the Riyadh where he gonna get a big bag and an opportunity, man, blocking the fight. But hey, it's what it is, man. I know you want to do the open workout card with a few fights, and then I'm just assuming he'd want to do the weigh-in. I mean, why not do the weigh-in card? I think he did that last time in LA with Crawford and Majimov. He did a card in LA for the weigh-in. Why not, man? Sorry, Bud and Canelo is free. November ring card is free. But PBC wants to put Thurman and Fedor on pay-per-view in between. Yeah, and this is why the PBC is going to continue to be behind, man. They're going to fall really behind because we are entering the era where boxing is now being shown for free. Like Top Rank, the last pay-per-view I can remember Top Rank doing is Lomachenko and Devin Haney. And they only did that because of Devin Haney. I don't think they would have did that on pay-per-view if it was just, up to Lomachenko. If they had to pick, they would have did it on ESPN. Probably a better time slot, better date. But Devin Haney involved. He was involved as a guy who wanted to do pay-per-view numbers. And right now in boxing, like it's all about guarantees, bro. Where you can get the biggest guarantee from. Turkey Al-Sheik's giving out the biggest guarantees because the guys are not reaching the pay-per-view numbers because let's be honest here, anybody can stream anything. The pirating is crazy. It's super easy. It's accessible. You ain't even got to be home anymore. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got to be home to be streaming the fights. You could be on the go, on the train, stealing the fights. It's crazy. So I think pay-per-view is dead. In the water, I don't think it's a thing. I think the promoters at PBC need to find a new avenue, whether that's advertising more or something like what ProBox does with YouTube. You need to find a platform that everybody can get to easy, free, accessible, and count on those views to gain you ads and all these other things that you could pay your fighters with, man. Endorsement deals, stuff like that. But it's going to be a tough road ahead. Like just thinking about these bad pay-per-view numbers and thinking about, okay, let's try to get tickets sold, the big gates, up in the prices, up in the pay-per-views. They're going to fall behind because nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is out here trying to, how do I say it? Trying to take from the people, bro. They're trying to take from the people, man. My man Adam said, I'm rooting for Crawford, but I just want to enjoy the fight. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I hope it's a good fight. Hopefully it's not a dud, man. You're right. It's all about guarantees, man. Unless you're Tio, then nobody has enough money for you. Not even Saudi. Yo, Teofimo Lopez is crazy. Yo, like this guy, he done like crazy, man. I don't understand him, bro. I don't. Adam said, showing boxing for free helps build the fan base. No, you're right, Adam. And I think that's what needs to happen in boxing. I think honestly, it's a niche sport. It's not a very well known sport like the big four, like hockey, baseball, boxing, and football. Those are the premier sports over here in North America, especially. Those are the ones we all know. And yeah, it's boxing is not in those realms. Like it's not even close to being in the realm of any of those organizations or those sports because there's just so much dysfunction. There's so much segregation. There's not enough cohesiveness like to understand it. And the promoters they all want to be greedy. Nobody wants to share the pot. Nobody wants to make the fights the fans want to see, so we get tired of it. And then when they do make some fights, they want us to pay crazy amount of money for it. It's just it's the business of it's just destroying everything. And then obviously now we're in the popular age where you just got to be popular to get a fight. You don't got to be good anymore. You ain't got to be skilled. You ain't have to have accolades. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia proved that. Edgar Berlanga proved that with perfect matchmaking and making you look great, even if you never stepped up and you got a rabid fan base because you talk crazy and you do things a certain way. Yeah, man, it's gonna be all right for you. You can sell tickets, put butts in the seat. You don't got to worry about legacy. You don't have to talk like that. You don't have to say you want to be beside some of the greats in the game. You don't want to say you want to accomplish new things and break records because you're right, man. The bank will come, the Brinks truck will back up, and it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame where we are in boxing, at least, man. Man, it said Gabe Rosado 27-17. Everybody knows who he is. Yeah, I agree, man. Gabe Rosado, but see the problem with Gabe Rosado, he probably could not exist in today's boxing because people would shame him for all those losses, bro. They would literally call him a bum, no matter who he fought, right? No matter who you give work to, they would say, "Look how many losses he got. That dude's a bum. Get him out of here." And that's just today's boxing where they're at, man. The O is just so important to these guys that they're not willing to risk anything, not willing to put themselves in position for a big fight. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. I hate to watch it. I hate to see it. But you're right, Adam. Most people do know who Gabe is. And we respect him for going in there and fighting those big fights against some of the toughest opponents in around his weight division, man. Gabe Rosado was an actual, warrior, man. But everybody's got their own opinion. Yeah, sorry for the dead air. He said, that's true. And that sucks that a couple losses ends a lot of guys' careers. Yeah, man. You end your career or you become the gatekeeper, man. You become the guy who everybody got to beat to get to the big fights. That's another position nobody wants to be in because it means you're right on the verge of being out of big money fights and just out of boxing in the sense of being active when you're only being called on because people just want to get a dub over you, man. That's crazy. That's wild, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Anybody want to call in? The link's there in the show. Um, what else is going on in the news to boxing today? Let's take a look, man. I know Virgil Ortiz got his fight coming up against Lubin. He got that locked in. Then shoot, Saddam Ali's coming back. I don't know why for what. His first fight in 6 years. That's crazy. Regis Prograis. He's got to be coming back soon. Looks like Pro Box. They got a new fight there lined up for September 5th. That's in Washington, D.C. They got Segway versus Acosta. White and Tellez. Is that Keon? Yeah, a lot of those guys are not big names, man. Then anyways, back in September 2, the day after Canelo Crawford, Naoya Inoue hits the ring against MJ Akhmadaliev, who's been calling them out, so he better not get stretched, man. He been talking spicy about Inoue. Man, better not get stretched. I'd be crazy. Doing all that talking just to lose. You got Boati and Zach Parker. And Virgil and Lubin. Yeah, man. That's what's up. Nah, man. That's boxing for you, bro. But yeah, make sure y'all restream it, repost the stream on X. We gonna head on out now, man. Might go join my guy Doc, see what he up to. But yeah, everybody smash the like button, man. Peace.